one, and I have to say, Jeff um, in Belgium gave us such a hard time on the nest. We had to follow his instructions to the letter. So it's a lot more relaxed than I think. But again, it was a good net last week, albeit we didn't have too many on. Not much is really happening in mine. The weather has been absolutely awful. I was on the walking on the beach this morning with rain and strong winds, and it's just no enthusiasm and incentive to get out on the hills with the radio in this weather. We've got more strong winds tomorrow, more rain. For May, it's atrocious conditions. So yeah, very little radio from my side. I'm afraid I've been listening and tying up all my equipment, trying to work out what I need and what I don't need. But apart from that, haven't spoken to anyone on the radio or even done FT8, which is a shame. So, but anyway, back to you on this one. M0AUG in the group. This is M0ROL.
M0ROL in the group, M0AUG returning. Yes, flat in that, Andrew, and I'm sure Jeff will tell me more about the net when we come next time round. I noticed when I was looking up on the log sheet that it was well attended as I bet last week, and I'm very pleased about that. And Jeff's been great all the way through this adventure since we started this. We started it up together, and it does run very nicely. And particularly Andrew, as we put you in reserve now to do a bit on the net control. So having done it once, you're not going to get away with it. Okay, over to Nick now, who's been doing quite a bit of field work this week. G4IW in the group, M0AUG. Good evening, Nick.
M0AUG in the group from G4IWO. Yes, good evening, Jeff and everyone else on the net this evening, and good evening to our viewers on YouTube tonight, and also our viewers on YouTube later in the week when they catch up listening to the digital net. Always a delight to have you online. And apologies to them, we just had a slight issue with Zoom which crashed, which is what I use to stream to YouTube, but it's up and running and should be okay now. Just by the way, the Potter bug has struck, hasn't it? Ken's back in the park again. He was on 40 earlier. He's now on 20 meters on 14.185. Just making a contact into the US on 20. He's obviously come out this evening in the hope of getting some DX at the Grey Line point in an hour or so's time when we go into sunset here in the UK. Yeah, I had great fun, I have to say. It was brilliant to get out to activate Hollingworth Lake, which is a mile or so from where I live. Walked down there with all my radio gear in a rucksack. Luckily, I discovered that access that I was going to use belongs to a farmer, but a friend of mine who lives down there cleared the way for me with the farmer, who was really, really nice to me and very accommodating. And I was spent over 4 hours down there on the field overlooking the lake. Jeff, of course, will know where I'm talking about. I'm the other side of the lake I'm talking about, Jeff, where I was located. The side where the Wine Press pub is, on that side, on a hill just above there, looking down over the lake. Had really good activation. The first contact was with Paul, M0AIA, and the second contact was Jeff, ON8NT. And I ended up with the final contact of the evening, again with a local contact. I just picked up my 2-meter handheld and worked one of the local members who is a supporter of the club on Facebook here, and I've forgotten his call sign for a second, but I'm just getting it up for you while we're talking. But it was very nice to have supporters of Denby Dale at the beginning and the end of the activation. So thank you very much indeed for the calls that everyone made in. Yeah, the final call was from Alan, 2 Echo 0 Juliet Whiskey Alpha, who I think probably Jeff knows as well. And I also got called by Elaine Jeff, who was operating mobile, Oldham Club member, not far away from me, and I worked here as well in the afternoon. So more of that later. Back to you, Jeff. M0AUG in the group, G4IWO.
G4IWO in the group M0AUG. You're returning. Yeah, thanks for that, Nick, and welcome to everybody who's listening in on the YouTube this evening, and obviously, as you say, for those who follow it up at a later stage, glad you could join us anyway. Yeah, I knew you had quite a busy day on the boat because I was keeping in touch on WhatsApp, and I knew you had the contact with Paul there. Yeah, and Alan is the guy from the Oldham Club who you've had contact with as well. He's very, very enthusiastic, and he was down at the club, at the Oldham Club, when we had the open day down there a couple of weeks ago. And Elaine obviously is one of the long-standing members of the Oldham Radio Club. In actual fact, I don't think Elaine's been a member quite as long as I have of that particular club, but certainly Father George. George is one of those people, Nick, who could be hammering away on Morse at 30 words a minute and having a chat with you in the meantime as well. And his call sign was G0 GSQ. God Save the Queen was he was known as at the time. So really, you had the contact with Elaine there. She's a very enthusiastic member of the club, and so is her husband as well. Right, over to you there, Dave. And hope all is well down in Taunton. G607 group, M0AUG. Good evening, Dave.
M0AUG in the group, G6ZSN. Good evening, Jeff, and good evening to everyone else in the group. Hope you're all dry. And Adriana, you made me jealous when you said about your temperatures. I'm dead on my bed with a cardigan as well as a jumper and still a bit cold. It's not very warm down here at all and hasn't been all day, but never mind. Hopefully summer's on its way. I've been on the radio a couple of times, haven't done any transmitting, but I was up a little bit earlier than normal the other day, so I went on about 10 to 3, and every top band was absolutely dead. Not one signal coming in at all. And I thought, this is a lot of good. So I turned the radio off, I'm afraid, and went in and watched TV. Even during the day, it was all dead as well. So I'm guessing it's just some sunspots and what have you. But hasn't been very promising down here at all. I was going to go out mobile the other day, but again, the wind was so heavy, so high, I thought, no, I'm not going to try and put an antenna up in this wind. I didn't know what damage it would have caused. Other than that, not a lot else. I did buy another new radio, which is going to go into my new car when I get it in August, I hope. And I've been puzzling how to program a 7100. ICOM do not make it easy or simple, do they? I'm going to keep persevering until I get it. M0AUG in the group, G6ZSN.
G607 in the group, M0AUG returning. Yes, fine, all that, Dave. And you're added to your collection of radios there as well. And I can't pick on the 7100. Never had one. Never had one of those. I've had a few ICOM radios over there in the past, and obviously still have the ID5100, which is a superb radio which I've had for many years, and of course the ID52 and the 705. So I do like ICOM radios, but I've never had a full HF radio. And I seem to have the ICOM 706. I think mine was a Mark 1 back in the early days. That was the first radio I got when I got my full license. Out of interest in things going on around the country, my third radio club, which is the Amateur Radio Society up on the Fylde coast, having a lifelong activation as part of SOS Week this weekend, the 4th and 5th of May. There's a special event station there, and we'll be at the lifeboat station actually on the coastline there in Fleetwood. So watch out for the call of Golf Bravo Zero, Foxtrot Lima Bravo. Golf Bravo Zero, Foxtrot Lima Bravo, and that's the call sign. I certainly would appreciate a call from you. Okay, over to you there in Belgium, Jeff. Oscar and Breaker on the Tango in the group. M0AUG.
The group 08 November Tango, yeah. Good evening, Jeff. Good evening, everyone. And
I think Jeff might have dropped out there. I'm not hearing anything. Are you hearing anything at all, Nick?
G4IWO. No, Jeff just disappeared. Back to you, Jeff.
Thanks for the confirmation there, Nick. We'll just give it just pause for a couple of seconds in case he comes back. Oscar November 8, November Tango in the group, M0AG. From Jeff this time round, so we'll move over to Bob. November 4 X-ray Alpha Tango in the group. M0AG, good evening, Bob, and hope all is well with you.
Zero AUG in the group, November 4, X-ray Alpha Tango. Sorry I'm late. Our doctors here have a deal where apparently they take off on Fridays, so they schedule as many people as they can on Thursdays. And I always get caught with Thursday, and I just got home in time to get on while Mike was talking. And Mike and Adriana, thank you very much for that photograph that you sent from the castle get together. I hadn't seen Klaus and Diana since the last time I saw you. They showed up in Wilhelmshaven and stayed aboard the ship with us, and we had several days together with them, and they took us to a Greek restaurant then in Wilhelmshaven. So it was nice seeing that picture that you took while you were there at the
N4X80.
4XAT with the group M0AG returning. Yeah, great to always have you aboard on the evening, Bob. And I am subscribed to the Battleship group, so I'm picking up on the videos that the Ryder's putting out. So some of that's of interest to me and some aren't, but at least I've got the option to see what's going on there. So before we go any further, I'll see where Jeff's up to and see if we can bring him back in again. Oscar November 8 November Tango in the group M0AG.
Okay, Mike 0 AUG, the group of 8 November Tango. I was talking and saw that someone else was already taking the microphone and so on and so on. So I probably lost that just very shortly. 15 degrees today, a little bit of rain yesterday, beautiful, beautiful day, 25 degrees, sunshine. And when I came home from a lunch that we had, I worked Nick with his Polta, on his Polta location. And Nick, I'm just wondering what you are using as for logging. Are you doing that on paper or are you using a kind of an app? So just looking through the dashboard, that still seems to be okay. And okay, Mike and Adriana, congrats there on the CW compacts from the hotel room. Beautiful. That's very, very interesting. And okay, very happy that you enjoyed the Castle Hamfest there during the weekend. So that's good news. So back to you, Jeff. Mike 0 AUG. I hope it worked this time from 08 November Tango.
November Tango in the group. M0AG returning. Yeah, absolutely fine this time, Jeff. I don't know what happened last time. You no sooner started, it just clicked off then. So maybe they haven't put some money. Checks on you. Anyway, that is now, so not a problem at all. And glad to get you back in again. So back up to the top of the list again for now. DL1 BJW with DL8 BGT in the group. M0AD.
Delta Lima 1 Bravo Juliet Whiskey. I've been trying to be relatively active this week, this past 7 days there, apart from our holiday now, also from home here. But as several members said, the situation is a little bit difficult. Propagation goes up and down, and sometimes, I think I mentioned that the last time we met, if you are on the right spot at the right time, you can do astonishing things, hear them and perhaps even work them. So it was the case for me. Several days ago, I was using 21 megahertz and our indoor long wire antenna, which is in the attic, in the garret upstairs, 9 meters long and 50 watt CW. And believe it or not, I worked Easter Island, 3 Golf 0 Yankee Alpha. I was so astonished that I doubted the success afterwards and looked them up in the I think it's also called Club Log or something like that on the internet. But he did get my call time correct, and I was very astonished. 50 watts indoor antenna, 21 megahertz, and this late in the evening, I think it was 9 p.m. UTC. And that was one thing. And the other one was today I have been rising up very early and set up my FT891 in the living room, not in the shack, in the living room. And the day before that, we installed temporarily an antenna outside on the lawn. So a ground-mounted vertical antenna, the PAC-12 or JPC-12 from China, which is a clone of the buddy pole, I think. And it consists of 4 aluminum tubes with a coil
on top of that, you get a telescopic antenna. The overall length is about 4 meters, I'd say. And I was also using 3 radials, each 5 meters long. Nothing much to write home about. But I could hear several VK stations on SSB this morning, and even the WH6 station from Hawaii, but only could hear them. Nothing to reach because there were several stations calling with high output. But I met again our dear friend Brian, Zulu Lima 3 X-ray Delta Juliet from the South Island of New Zealand. And he was there again at, let me see, 600 UTC in the morning. And I tried to reach him with CW, you always does CW, and 50 watts, nothing doing. And then I tried 80 watts, and I got a very nice 11-minute QSO with him. And he gave 339, which is not exactly a very good thing, but nevertheless, he heard me, he could decipher what I said, and he answered, and it was a very nice QSO. So, very astonishing, but nevertheless, it proves the fact that sometimes even on bad conditions, things are possible. So I'm very satisfied with it. And now I'm passing the microphone to Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango.
Yeah, this is Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango for the group. Yes, very, very good results with our PAC-12 antenna in the garden. So I hope that I can do something with QRP here from the living room, because my Zygo G90 isn't yet in order, but the man who wants to repair it and who is able to make Zygo repairs is now back from holiday. And today I gave him a call, and I can send the transceiver to Wuppertal. And yes, I think that there is a technical problem in the Zygo G90. Perhaps in the receiving side, there is something wrong. So I hope that the problem will be solved during the next weeks, and I could make contacts with it. But yes, I'm very glad to have the PAC-12 antenna outside, so I can do some tests, perhaps from the living room with my TrueSTX and the FT8. This is a quite nice setup, and I think if weather conditions weren't bad, so that we have to take the antenna down here because of heavy rain showers or so, I'll make some tests during the next days. So I hand the microphone back to M0AUG for the group.
APDT with DL1 BJW in the group, M0AUG returning. Yeah, you've done some fine experimenting with the various antennas and things, and it just confirms that at the end of the day, you just got to try these things. Sometimes the theory can go out the window, and I've been amazed over the years by just flinging up a bit of wire or doing something that is not written in the books and this sort of thing, and picking up the mic and putting a call out, and it's the main thing where you get to. And obviously, as you know, doing CW and everything else there, and it's obviously extending the circumstances there. I think one of the good things, and it's a good thing that's coming out of this group and also the WhatsApp, membership for the Denby Dale Club is the camaraderie which exists beyond the members who are picking up the challenges on things like on the WhatsApp group. Those are putting out frequencies and making the contacts, and obviously we talk about these things on this net in the evening. And this is really, isn't it, what the club's all about. It's not just meeting up on a Wednesday evening and this afternoon. It's about, what you do with amateur radio, with groups, on the rest of the week as well. And that's what the whole thing's about. So well done you two, and thanks for your reports as usual. Over to you there, Andrew. M0RL Group, M0AG.
M0AG in the group, M0RL. Mike and Andrew, I'm yet again sort of lost for words of how many contacts and the distance you're getting from your location. I wish I could do the same from Minehead, but in saying that, I've just turned the radio on, and for the first time for a long time, the 20-meter band is clear as anything, and I'm getting quite a few strong signals coming in from Europe. I haven't sort of played around too much. I've been listening to this net, so perhaps conditions are improving a little bit. And Andrew, I'm sorry about your G90. I have a love-hate relationship with my G90, mainly a hate relationship, I have to say. I've never found it that good, despite putting all the firmware on and updates that go on, and I've made one or two contacts on it, but it's just there's something not quite right with it. It can be a bit fuzzy on that one, and certainly when I'm out, which is one of the reasons I had it. If I wanted to get a little bit more power than just using QRP, I can't read the screen very well because once the sun gets on it, it's almost impossible to read. But no, and conversely, I've heard lots of people are over the moon with them, and they have great reception. But mine just doesn't play ball. It's I guess I've got a little bit of a duff one really, so it gets very, very little use. And Dave, with the 7100, I use RT System software, which I know it's not free. But in fairness, with the 7100, the only time I use the RT Systems is when I want to program in 2 meters and 70 cents for repeaters and D-Star for the hotspots. For HF, I don't program in it at all really. So I don't know if you plan to use it for 2 meters and 77s, but if so, I find that obviously RT Systems seems to be the gold standard for software programming for these radios. But there we are. So that's all for me at the moment. Jeff, I'll pass it back to you. M0AUG in the group. This is M0ROL.
M0ROL in the group. M0AUG returning. Yeah, thanks for that, Andrew. And it's amazing how different users find different radios, isn't it? There's some's a love hate and some's more of a love than a hate, and yours sounds as if it's the other way around. But maybe it's something in the radio, or just in the applications that we're trying to put it to. Who knows? But certainly I think Nick is going to be out more in the field than he thought he was going to be when he moved to his new location up there. But you've been very active on both Soldier and Buds, and just generally being out on the Pen Highway there, Nick. G4IWO in the group, M0AUG.
M0AUG in the group from G4IWO. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Jeff. I've been stuck inside the house looking at the lovely hills around me, which, as you know, I love walking in, and I have struggled because of the such poor weather we've had for so many months. And funny enough, talking to the farmer down at Hollingworth Lake, I was talking to him, and he was saying how devastating it's been for the farming community, even for him as a sheep farmer, to struggle with the torrential rain that we've had really from autumn right the way through the winter and now into the spring. So this sunshine is a relief to us all. While I'm on, Fraser gave his apologies for tonight from Denmark, so just giving that one. Andy 2 Echo 0 Romeo Echo Echo is on YouTube and said hi to everybody on the net tonight. So hope you're all enjoying it, and I'm sure Ken's enjoying his 20-meter activation now in the park. And to Jeff's question, I'm afraid when I go out portable and I've got a rucksack full of bits and pieces, I don't really want to take another device like a laptop or an iPad. So I've got a little A5, one of those small A5 portable paper logs, and I write into that. And of course, the only problem with that is transposing it across into my main log to upload to POTA, which I haven't done yet. Mostly transposed it, but not yet uploaded it. So probably when the net's finished tonight, I'll do that. So back to you, Jeff. M0AUG in the group G4IWO.
G4IWO group M0AUG returning. Yeah, fine on that. I can tell with the recordings that we're hearing that any contacts on the WhatsApp group, it's sort of rekindled your interest after the weather there and not being able to get out into the field, which I know you like doing, and you're doing very well on that. And as well as now we're in contact with a friendly farmer, you've hit the bonus there, I think. Over to you there, David. G677 in the group M0AUG.
AUG in the group G677. Been frantically trying the settings on this Pi Star to because I've been losing, especially Bob. He just went completely big for me, so I guess it was me, not him, because nobody else commented on it. I think I've got most of you, so you're not breaking up anymore. Just wait till Bob's next over to see how he comes through. Hopefully as a continuous conversation, it'll make a nice change, and then I'll have to save those settings. Andrew, yeah, I haven't really got my head around yet. I have got a couple of RT systems files, but for the 7100, I think I've got one. Sorry, the 705, I think I've got one, but I just can't get my head around D-Star, I'm afraid. To me, it just seems so not obvious. But yeah, I will be programming VHF, UHF in there, and as you say, HF, well, you just hunt around for. But if it's going in the car, then I can then set it for whatever repeater, etc., wherever I am. Now I'm back at work. I've started travelling a bit again. Very low mileage at the moment. They're giving me a chance to get used to things, and they are being very kind to me and making sure I'm safe and not overdoing things, so which is good. But I will still do whatever I can and whatever mileage I can. But so the radio will come with me as my companion. If I can find a good station, I can tune in on it. But I'll give this D-Star one day, maybe. M0AUG in the group G6ZZ.
G6 in the group M0AUG returning. Your only alternative as far as ICOM's concerned, the software, is to do the ICOM's free cloning software for the various radios there, Dave. I don't know whether you've ever tried to use those or not, but there is a cloning program which is available free of charge on the ICOM Japan website for the CS7100 it's called. If you're used to using and building up those, you find that if you've got something for the 705, you can very often do a cut and paste from one of the programs into another one, and that might solve some of the problems for you. So I'm sure you're probably aware of that, but they're not a bit aware that there's a free program out there for the 7100. So I hope that helps. Well, we'll see you there, Jeff. Oscar November 8, November Tango in the group. M0AUG.
M0AUG group. 08 November Tango. I will keep an eye on the dashboard to see if I'm coming through. I hope. Yeah, Dave. Well, another thing, Jeff is absolutely right. Yeah, I'm on the dashboard. Jeff is absolutely right. On ICOM Japan, you can get a free program for all these models. But on the ICOM UK website, you can get the data file for the 7100 with all the repeaters and all the FM, D star repeaters, 2 meters, 70 centimeters, whatever. You can download that from the ICOM UK website, I think. I downloaded one for a 8051 from their website, and then started from that to add and so on. And I think that was also when I went to the UK to the Hamfest there in UMAR. I want to have the UK repeaters in my ID51. So I think it's on the ICOM UK. You can download the the databases, actually, the one that you can put into your transceiver without any problem. You can of course adapt that, but as a start off, it's maybe just using the database that you can download there from ICOM UK. And well, Mike, congratulations on your Attic antenna. I mean, your location must be brilliant. Really brilliant. I think I worked 3 Golf 0 Alpha in FT8, but I lost him. So I had a report, but I never got the Roger. And by the way, Nick, I really started to use the Fox and Hound thing on the FT8 because that was needed for the 3 Golf 0 Alpha. Thanks to the presentation we got there, I really got some more insight in how that works, and I have used that on different occasions now, and been able to work some nice stations. So very, very interesting. And Adriana, sorry to hear about your G90. I have no experience with that. I see some people who are really very happy with that. I think also Walt at the state Kilo 4 Oscar Golf Oscar is very happy with his G90. He even sold his Yezu FT891 or so because he stated that he doesn't need that with his G90 is just enough. So yeah, well, okay, different opinions on that. And thank you very much, Nick, about your information about the log. I'm also looking into that. I'm preparing myself to do some POTA also, and I found a log that I can use on my phone or on my tablet in Android, which is called Field Log, which seems to be quite easy to operate. And then after the story, you have a ready log that you can download on the POTA website. But anyway, it's always good to have pen and papers with you if you have some technical issues with your phone or with your tablet. You will probably need that. And also very good evening to everyone on the YouTube channel, and hope you enjoy the show here. Mike 0 AUG the group 08 November Tango.
I'm thanking the group M0AUG. Yeah, fine all that, Jeff, and thanks for the reminder to Dave about the download files on the ICOM UK website. In fact, Dave, I've just sent you an email with the link to that very page to which Jeff referred, and you can see there which files you need to use for the load there. And if you do that with the free software from the ICOM Japan side, which is free for the 7100, that combination should give you what you want. So I hope that's helpful. I'll see you there, Bob. November 4 X-ray Alpha Tango in the group M0AG.
M0AUG with group number 4 X-ray Alpha Tango. I hope that I'm not breaking up, but just let me know if I am. As I got home pretty late, I didn't have time to check anything out except turn the signal on. So hopefully I'm getting through. The other news that I have is the middle of last week, I got my updated spring-summer 24 catalog from Ham Radio Outlet. They're about 80 or 90 miles from here, so I do a bit of business with them. But within the catalog, they include ads, and one of the ads they included was an ad from MFJ with new equipment on it. And one of the new equipment that they're showing, they have had the MFJ 1979 17-foot external antenna for
N4XAT.
again. M0AUG with the group, November 4 X-ray Alpha Tango.
X-ray Alpha Tango in the group M0AG telling. Find all the information there, Bob, on MFJ. We've had a slightly different variation of that from a letter from MFJ from Mr. Chu saying that they're not going to be manufacturing anything else after about the 17th of May, but they're still just selling from stock. Now, whether that counts as importing or not, I don't know, but Martin Chu is 80 this year. Not on his own, I would add, and I think he decided to call it a draw, so I don't know what's happening from there as to whether they are importing from China and they're just stopping their own manufacturing up over there. Interesting to follow. We've done some kits over the years, and I think it's one of those things. It's some of their kit. It's like a Marmite moment. You either love it or you hate it, and I must say, all the MHA stuff that I've used, I've actually had good use out of it. So thanks for the update from across the pond there. Right, back over to the top of the list again. And 20 past 8, we can certainly get another round in. If people want to call it a draw after this one, then just say when you're coming to the end of your over. Otherwise, we'll see how it goes when we get to the other people down the line there. DL1 BJW with DL8 BDT in the group, M0AG.
Delta Lima 1 Bravo Juliet Whiskey. Yeah, I think we'll make this the last over. and say goodbye to everybody. But before that, I wanted to thank Bob for the information about MFJ. It was to things I hear from many hams who are not satisfied with the quality of the MFJ products. I have always been a follower, so to speak, of MFJ. I've got several tuners and things there, and even the 1979 telescopic aerial, which Bob mentioned, and I was always very satisfied with the quality and the performance of these things. But of course, that may be different. It always is a question who is manufacturing something, and perhaps there are several people with several opinions of quality standard. I don't know, but it would be nice if MFJ would survive, from my point of view anyway. Otherwise, yeah, we are preparing for a working weekend, so to speak, because on Monday and Tuesday next week, the builders will arrive and do some work in our cellars. Perhaps you remember, we had some flooding there in the last 7 months before Christmas and after that especially, and we got builders to assess the damage and the work to be done to prevent that the water will come again through the walls, and so we are hoping that they will be working okay. But there will be a lot of dust and a lot of noise, and first of all, we have to take all the things we've got in the cellar outside, and honestly, I don't know where we shall put that, but we will find a way. I hope so. Anyway, so yeah, that's the news from here. From my side, thank you very much for your company, all of you, for your interesting thoughts and information, and hope to meet you all again safe and sound next week. And until then, wishing you all the very best, and 73s from Delta Lima 1 Bravo Juliet Whiskey, passing the microphone to Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango.
Yeah, this is Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango with the final. Yes, thank you for this nice and interesting evening, and yes, I hope to hear you soon. See you down the log. Yes, thanks to Jeff for hosting the net. And yes, I want to mention just one point concerning the G90. I think that the reception amplifier might have struggled at the moment, but despite of this, I have the G90 for over 2 years, and I have never had any troubles with it. It was quite nice little rig, and I've worked long distances with it. So I hope that they can fix the problem, and I will get it back soon, and that it will work then, because it's also a very, very nice portable rig for portable operations from the car and so on. So let's hope for the best. So I wish you all a nice and pleasant weekend, and hope to see you soon. Bye-bye from here, handing the microphone back to M0AUG. This was Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango.
Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango with Delta Lima 1 Bravo Juliet Whiskey, M0AUG returning. Yeah, thanks for that, Mike, and I hope that, once the builders come in next week, that they can solve the problems you've had to live with for the last 7 months there. Just going to drop carrier. Sorry about that, just had to have a sneeze there, sorry about that. Back over to you there, Andrew, for your final now then. M0ROL in the group, M0AUG.
M0AUG in the group, M0RL. Well, thank you for running the net tonight, Jeff. Yeah, we've got through quite a few topics tonight. I have to say that Nick getting out on the Pennines is making me sort of a little bit keen now to get out. I really no excuse apart from the inclement weather, because I've got 2 soda summits and 2 bunkers on the air sites within walking distance of where we live, and then a very short car ride, about 15 minutes. I've got the highest point of Exmoor and a couple of poacher sites. So there's no reason whatsoever why I shouldn't get out there and do some activation. So if the weather does improve, which I think for the weekend, in fact next week, let's say we're going up to sort of a balmy 18 degrees, so maybe next week I'm going to get out on the hills and get the antennas up and start to see where I can get to. But in the meantime, I wish everyone a good week and a good weekend, and catch you all again next Thursday. And it's 73 from me, and back to you, Jeff. M0AUG in the group, M0ROL.
M0RL in the group, M0AUG returning. Thank you, Andrew, and thanks for joining us again this evening and your contributions as well. I think we've got quite a few interesting topics this evening, but I think the parks on the air and the more things doing out in the hills around Littleborough have been very interesting and sparked a lot of enthusiasm. And there's more to come, I think, Nick. I think you've been in the bullet now, and you want to go further with Poacher. So see you for your final, Nick, and G4IWO in the group, M0AUG.
M0AUG in the group from G4IWO. Yeah, before I forget, Laura said greetings from Oban, so good evening to you, and hope you're enjoying your trip out there in Scotland. And to Bob's point and others about, and Mike, about the MFJ products, personally, I have got no real complaints about their products. I think they've made some super items for very reasonable prices, to be honest, for the amateur radio market, and you can see why they've been a remarkably successful company. And it's a very sad day that they're ceasing their manufacturing stream there in their various places that they produce items. That will be a big loss to the amateur radio community, in my view. And to Jeff, yeah, I think you're right. Harold's talk on Fox and Hound was superb, and I think has taught us all a few lessons as to how really to chase DX when we know how they are responding to how we're trying to get them. And again, Jeff, on the logging point, I think the problem is, when you go literally up in the hills with a rucksack, I'm throwing stuff on the ground, and I'm lying on the ground. So on Wednesday afternoon, I was laying on the grass with just on the rucksack, literally for 4 hours. I've got no table, no chairs, nowhere to put everything, and it's quite difficult just operating the radio. And it was quite hard on Wednesday because there was so much sun. Even the fantastic display on the 705 was struggling to be read in the sunlight, and that would have been a problem with any other kind of computing device. But anyway, it's all good fun. And Jeff, you're 100% right. I'm living here, literally, 30 minutes walk away from the Pennine Way, not much further to get down to Hollingworth Lake, and lots of other spots. And before I go, I'm really looking forward to Saturday, June the 8th, when we meet up above Holmfirth on the Greenfield Road. Already I know Paul is signed up to climbing Black Hill with me, so we can operate Black Hill for SOTA, to do SOTA to SOTA with Ben, GW4BML in their Welsh SOTA Day, and we can do park to park, as we're on the Peak District National Park, but we're also on the Pennine Way as well. So, lots of multiple opportunities there for people wanting to chase us on the day. So that should be good fun, and I'm hoping that we get others to come and join us on the pathway and the field next to the road up there, where there's a place for people to put their cars and operate from either inside their cars or from the field. So on that note, I'm going to wish everyone 73s. It's been great to see you all, hear you here online tonight, and look forward to catching up with you, and look forward to everyone's comments on WhatsApp. And I'm particularly looking forward to working more of our members when I get out running POTA. Particularly because I know Bob N4XAT, you've been one of the major people expressing your delight with POTA over there in the States, and we need to get that contact in the log. So 73s everyone, and catch you all next week. M0 AUG in the group, G4IWO.
G4IWO in the group, M0AG returning. Yes, final Nick, and thanks as usual for your contribution this evening to the group, and hope you get some nice days where you can get out in the area, which I know you enjoy living in. And I don't know what's happening on the olden calendar in a couple of weeks, Saturday the 18th. They've got a flag on the calendar for pubs and clubs on the air, and I think some things might be being finalised in that direction. I will keep you posted, because obviously you live locally as well for that one. So thanks again, Dick, and thanks to everybody who's listening to us on the YouTube channel as well. So, 3 more to go on the group. Over to you there, Dave, for your final, and hope you got the email from me. G677 in the group, M0AUG.
M0AUG in the group G677. Yes, thank you very much, Jeff. I had already got that one. It was actually very conveniently on the box lid, and I downloaded the repeaters, both the the UHF, VHF, and there was one for 610, I think M4, which I downloaded, but I haven't done anything with that yet. I'll have a look at the Japanese site for the programming tool, and at some stage when I'm feeling up to it, I'll get my head around it, says he, hopefully. But unfortunately, at the moment, I've got to be in the right frame of mind and have enough time. I must admit, I agree with Nick. I'm looking forward to the time where the site can get out, do a bit of mobile work rather than sitting in the house. At least it gets me on the radio, and I've got no real distractions, whereas in the house you get your wife coming up and asking you to do something, or something happens, and it's totally different really. But hopefully not very long time we'll get out there and enjoy the sunshine and get some good contacts. Anyway, thank you once again, Jeff, for running the net, and hopefully I'll be here next week. Other than that, 7-3's all, and catch you next week. G6ZSN, M0AUG.
G677 group, M0AG returning. Yes, fine on that today. And I've also just sent you another email with a direct link to the page on the Icon Japan website to download the software to import your files there and manipulate them. If you're familiar with the 705, then you're familiar with the concept on there. Obviously, people can help, otherwise, if you need help. So thanks for joining me this evening, Dave, and have a good week. I look forward to catching up with you again next Thursday. Over to you for your finals now, Jeff. Oscar November 8 November Tango in the group, M0AUG.
M0AUG, the group over 8 November Tango. Okie doke. Yeah, well, I must say I lost Bob in his last over. I lost him when he started to talk about the MFJ telescopic grips. And then he came back at the end of his talk. He came back for the last 20 seconds or so. So, Andrew, you are not the only one. I seem to be also having problems with Bob for one strange reason or another. Okie doke. Yeah. Nick, very nice. I think it was the 8th of May. Unfortunately, I'm not home. I would love to be on the air and see if I can catch you and Paul and the others on that mountain there or on that view. That would be nice. But I'm not available. I have to go to Brussels. I have to be at the meeting for my voluntary work, so this is a day that I am not available, unfortunately. And greetings also to Laura, which is probably also on the YouTube channel, and to everyone on the YouTube channel. Okay, though, I would say 70 days to everyone. Thank you very much, Jeff, for sharing the net, and hope to catch you all probably next week, or I think maybe we have a talk on Wednesday. I have to look into the agenda each night. I would say 73s and all the best, and see you all soon. Mike Zero AUG, the group, 08 November Tango.
November Tango in the group of M0 AUG returning. And thanks very much as usual, Jeff, for your contributions to the net this evening. Yeah, there is a talk scheduled. I think it's to be confirmed actually on the calendar. And on the 8th of May is the story of Gerald Marcus, GC T2NM, and his remarkable pioneering radio work. So that's the talk scheduled for next Wednesday, 8th of May there. So thanks again, Jeff. Look forward to catching you soon. And thanks once again for running the net last week. Number 2 there, all for your finals, please. November 4 X-Ray Alpha Tango in the group, M0 AUG.
Well, first of all, thanks for all the listeners on YouTube and other places that you pick us up, and glad that I could get on this evening. Before we move to the senior community that we are now, where I have severe restrictions on antennas, I always use the Cushcraft A3S with the 743 add-on, where you could add the 40 and the 30 meter bands to it, and I always liked the Cushcraft. Well, that's part of today. They own Cushcraft, and in their latest ad, they're showing they have a new Cushcraft antenna. I haven't looked it up yet, but it's Bell Victor 4 Echo. They say they have a new antenna there, and also they have a new Ameritron ALS 1406 amplifier listed on their ad page. So, and I haven't looked that up either, but at any rate, apparently they're still producing new equipment, even though I know that he is 80, and I know he said, I can see where he's ready to retire. But I think that at least parts of the company, even if they don't keep going under MFJ, I'm sure that they're going to be acquired, and they're going to the Cushcraft antenna. I use that most of my time when I could afford commercial antennas, and of course that antenna that I used, the A3, when I first bought it, was probably between $200 and $300, and now it's close to $800. So inflation has taken over, I must admit, but then also have wages. And thanks again, Jeff, for running the net. I certainly enjoy it. I'm glad I was cut home in time where I could talk with people this evening. 73 for now, and I hope to catch you on the air. If not, back on D-Star next week. 73 M0 AUG with the group November 4 X-Ray Alpha Tango.
November 4 X-Ray Alpha Tango in the group Mark 0 Alpha Uniform Golf for the final there. Thanks as ever, Bob, for joining the net. It gives us great pleasure to have you on the net each to any contributions, and I know you enjoy the company as well as we do with yours. So thanks again, and look forward to catching up with you next week. And I think that just about wraps it up for tonight. So thank you to people on YouTube who have been listening in. We hope you've enjoyed the net as well, and we look forward to catching up with everybody on the digital net next Thursday evening. So with that, I'll say thanks to everybody who's been on this evening. Thanks to the listeners on YouTube, and everybody else who might have been watching us otherwise. And thank you, and good night. 7-3.
Yes, and good night as well from Denby Dale Amateur Radio Club to those listening to this live broadcast from the Club Digital Net. There were one or two issues. I missed some of the overs of Bob N4XAT like some others did, but it's always a pleasure to hear people's comments from whatever they're doing around various parts of the UK and other parts of the world. And I think we've got a great little digital net here that complements the work we do on WhatsApp and the work that all of us are doing, the fun we have with this great hobby. Good night, everyone, and see you all next week.